والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا وحبيبنا ومولانا سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Dear brothers and sisters, as I mentioned at the beginning of the class, this class, no matter how much you try to summarize the points, no matter how much you try to make it fit the time, it's impossible. It's a very wide topic. Many issues it's related to it. I tried to highlight the main points. It's very difficult to summarize it. Anyways, we came late and we took longer than what was supposed to be taken for the break. However, we finished talking about what? Don't tell me you forgot after the food. He followed those main points we talked about. And his choice is based on the religion. And his choice is based on all of those main points we mentioned. And he get blessed with the parents' blessing. And as mentioned, I said parents is very important in this because they look at the case in a different point than you as a young person getting married. Because they will see things you will never be able to see through their experience, through their worrying about you, through about care about you, through about the deen itself. Because they don't just look at the beauty of that girl to approve her, or for the girl, if she's making a decision that's worse even, on her own, without the parents, it reflects on the marriage later on, and most likely marriages like this, it will end with a divorce. And we said, the marriage is not like you're buying a car and next day you are selling it, or you are dumping it and you're getting another car. Marriage is something you think deep before you go to make this decision, and you have to be careful according to the points we mentioned so you could choose your right spouse. Here, if you follow all the instructions and all the points we said, most likely your marriage will be very healthy and very successful. How to attain healthy and happy marriage? How you want to enter a healthy and a happy marriage? Those points is probably concern the one who's already married, because they are already made the decision, already they are married, and some probably they never have children yet, some probably they have children, older, younger, doesn't matter. But that concerns them 100%. The second point. And the one who's not getting married, it concerns them more. Why? Because they have to learn before they enter the marriage what makes that marriage very successful and very happy. Because most of the saying, as you know, and we took that from the West, we say honeymoon. Do you want to really you have just honeymoon? Do you want to just have that honeymoon and that's it? Honeymoon, it means 1 month. And then after this honeymoon, what's going to be? This is the question. I'm going for honeymoon. Then after this honeymoon finish, what's going to be? That's the reason I say some stuff we do, we have to be really careful when we really talk about it. In our life, the marriage, if it's being done according to the point I mentioned, it's supposed to be always honeymoon. Always honeymoon. How are you going to have it always honeymoon? The first point, for the sisters, she has to show the love through action to her husband, not just the word. And why I said the sister before I said the man? Because here, the one who's trying to say the man and the woman, they are same, absolutely wrong. Woman is different than the man, and a man different than the woman. Completely different. The man mostly logical. Woman mostly emotional. Woman is the central of love. Like she get pregnant, she get birth, she have the baby, she breastfeed the baby. The baby scream, wake like 20 times a night, and she'll wake and she breastfeed the baby and she go back to sleep. Imagine if you want somebody wake you 20 times at night. Every time as a man you go to sleep and he go and he book you up and you wake up. And then after 10 minutes you go to sleep and he comes and he book you up. You will wake up and you will kill him. That's what you're going to do. You will lose your mind. That's the reason they are made different. So what I said is show the love through action to your husband. I said it to the sister's face because she is the center of love in the house. She is the center of love in the house. And usually when she saw the love in action to the man right away he will fail in love. So here, it's not like the man he doesn't show. No. The start it has to be from here. Because she is the center of love. She is the center of emotion. She is the beauty in the house. You see how? And he has to respond. This is the first point. You want to keep the honeymoon going. You don't want to make it stop at a certain point. That's how we get and enter a healthy and a happy marriage always. The second point, for the sisters, you have to obey your husband completely unless if it's something to contradict with the deen, and that's how the order came in the hadith. I know we have been living in the West so long to the point that we forgot our deen. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, if I ordered somebody to bow, to do sujood for somebody, I will order the woman to make sujood for her husband. And here, what I said about the points at the beginning, what's the main point, guys? When you look for right spouse? Huh? A higher level, of course. The religion. And you know why? Because if she doesn't have the religion, this is the first point you will fail in it. She will never do that for you. She will care more or less about that because she doesn't have that. You see how I'm going to just highlight what I said at the beginning and make it reflect on the points I'm talking about now. She has to obey her husband completely, except if it contradicts with the religion. Religion, لا طاعة للمخلوق في معصية الخالق. Nobody will obey somebody saying something it contradicts with the deen. Because the main thing is, they said the deen, the religion. Any problems happen, no matter what small it is, do not let anybody involved in it. No matter how this person is close to the family. Nobody should be involved with the problems between the husband and the wife. Specifically, this is the main warning and agreed upon in every single school of thought, is the parents. Do not involve your parents. Her parents or your parents. If they are involved, now it's like you open a door from hell. Exactly. And now it will be a disaster. Do not involve anyone with your problems. To the point is one of my teachers when we took this class, he said the problem is not supposed not to leave the house. No, it's not supposed to leave the bedroom. You solve it in your bedroom. Do not even go outside the bedroom. No matter what the problem is. Well, this person is my friend, and that person is my relative, and now your story is outside. And we have expression. If the secret, it passes, it will be public. It will not be any more secret. And sometimes you try to tell people about secret and you will tell them don't tell. You know how? This is because you want this secret to be known. Like sometimes you will say to somebody, you know, you are my friend, please, I tell you such and such. It means you want this to the people to know about it, but not quickly. You want it to be done step by step, so you do this methodology. In a case of a problem, you will not involve nobody in your problem at all. Unless if it's a very sophisticated problem. Now here you involve whom? You involve the experts, the one who care about you, according to Deen. The last one to be involved in any problems is your close relative, specifically the mother and the father. Stay away from involving them from any problems. And this is according to every single school of thought. Because the woman, she will go tell her mother, oh, that's it. He will never end. He will go tell his mother, it will be a rustling outside the house. That's it. Then, the main point for the sisters is, and for the brothers as well, remember how before you get married, you took care of your look. Of course, you are in the, what do you call it, in the wedding time area, you put the best clothes, the best cologne, you make sure you trim your beard or you shaving if you are shaved, your hair is in a most incredible look, your clothes is matching, and she is doing the same thing, and always you are watching what you're going to say. She's watching what she's going to say. It's all act. Before the marriage is all act, because the real face is going to show it after the marriage. That's the real face is going to show after the marriage. Then here, what you're supposed to do to make this marriage always going right? You're supposed to be always look like that. And for the sisters who's in the house, she will be cooking and making all this onions and all this garlic and all this spices and in her hair and in her hands and in her face, and he will come and mashallah, she's in the kitchen. Absolutely, this is according to Islam. It's not valid at all. It's not valid at all. You know, he is coming, for instance, at 5 o'clock. Finish all your homework around 4, and that 1 hour, relax. Go do your makeup, put your best clothes on, and that's how you're gonna make him look. That's how you're gonna look like in front of him. All those rules, by the way, how I took them. I took them to points. It's coming from hadiths and from verses, but we're not going to name every hadith and verse. We're never going to finish. I took them as points and I'm naming them. And same thing, the man. He's supposed to take care of his look as well. I give you one hadith just to make you feel comfortable attached to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One time, one lady, she came to tell the Prophet ﷺ, I want to get divorced. He told her, why? Did he hit you? No. Is he not taking care of you? No. Is everything? No. Why want to get divorced? I just want to get divorced. I don't want to see him. Okay, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, ask him to come. You want to see him? He saw him. A man came in. You can't see his face from his hair and his beard. You can't tell his mouth, his nose, his eyes. And his clothes is not being changed for about 2-3 months. Probably he never took a shower for the whole year. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, go let him have a haircut and trim his beard and give him a shower and give him new clothes. And then after they did everything, he let him come in. After that, he told her to come back. And he is there, her husband. He said, do you want to get divorced from him? She said, no. No. Because there is no other reason. This is the main reason. And here is, the problem is in the families after they start having children. Now the woman, she has 1 or 2 or 3 children. Now the man comes, the food is not there. She looks horrible. Why? I am busy with your children. MashaAllah. And what? I mean, they are your children too. They never came from the street. It's both children, both you and him. And she forget that the man, that's at the beginning what I said, the man is different than the woman. And they try to say the man is like the woman. No, absolutely not. The man, the way he thinks different, the way he talks different, the way he analyzes things different, the way he thinks about things different. And the woman, she is different completely, and I'm going to come approve it with the points after that. When she is sitting and busy with your children, she forgets that the man himself is a big child. He is a large, long child, that's all. He likes to be treated like a baby. Even though he doesn't show it, and he is the man, but no, he likes to be treated like a baby. Like, I love you, your food is there, she's smiling, cry, everything is fine. You'll see, the man, will be happy. What did you do with your baby? You did the same thing. You make him cry, you fed him, you took care of him. Well, that's what you did for the baby, and what you did for him, and that's the baby made him happy, and he is happy, so he's a big baby. That's the reason I said here, you have to really think deep when you deal with these things, because those it's coming from hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Always think when you want to deal with your wife, think as she thinks, not as you think. And when you want to deal with your husband, forget to think like you think as a lady. Think as how he is going to rule as a man. So this way your decision will be correct. You're not going to treat her as you think, because you're thinking based on logic, based on a different way. She thinks differently. Give you examples of this. For instance, anybody who likes gifts, but usually the women, they likes it more than the men. For instance, it doesn't hurt you when you're driving your car going home to stop and buy, I'm not saying whole rose, one flower, just one. When you arrive to the house, you say, you know what, I thought about you, I love you, this is for you. You will meet up her day, you will meet up her week, her month day. It's one flower, it's not really a big deal, $1 probably. Probably she will like one kind of snack, candy bar or something. You know what she likes. I stopped especially just to get this for you. This is very big time things, very big things this little things I'm talking about, it could change your life completely 180 degrees. And if you don't do it, it could make it miserable. Because the shaitan is there. You know the hadith. Iblis, he will be sitting by the end of the day, and every shayateen, they come to him, what did you do? I let this person steal. What did you do? I made this person lie. What did you do? I made this person fight with his wife and he's divorced. He said, you are the best one, come sit next to me. You know this hadith. There's a famous hadith about Iblis. Here it is. So those little things, you could be underestimating them, but they change the life completely. Other thing is, try to develop a habit. When you wake up, kiss your wife. And before you go to sleep, you do the same thing. Some men, they think, well, I am not showing weakness. I am not a man. What do you mean I'm not a man or a weakness and not weakness? It doesn't have to do with weakness here. The Prophet ﷺ, he used to joke with his wives. And even if they are rude, he never responds to them in a very rude way. And I give you examples and from hadiths. One time, there is a big invitation in Aisha's house. Many people came in. One of his wives, she saw Aisha's house is full of people. And she knows it's very difficult for Aisha to maintain all those guests. So she sent big bowls made from clay, you know, those big clay things, full of rice and good things, to Aisha's house. She saw that, she went, smacked it, broke all over, in front of the whole guests. Imagine these things happen, what are you going to do with your wife? What he responded, Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? 2 words, he said, غارت خمد. Yani your mother, she became jealous because it's coming from the other house. And he smiled and he kept talking, like as if nothing happened. That's how he dealt with situations, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Here is, you have to develop this habit every day to maintain your honeymoon always. You have to have a honeymoon always. Not just that 1 month and it's gone. Then live with your husband according to his income. Not everybody is rich. Some they are rich and some they are middle class, some they are poor, and they know each other. You saw, for instance, a wife of somebody who's a big businessman, spending left and right, and you going to your husband, which is his income is limited, and you want to do the same thing. It's not the same situation. You must maintain your bills according to your husband's income. Most of the problems in the houses, it comes because of an economical problem. She want to spend something, he cannot maintain it. She want to do it, she insists on it, he will go and respond in an opposite way, and now it will become a big fight. And fight after a fight after a fight, it tends to divorce. It tends to divorce. And I'm telling you, many cases came to me in many different places. And after the divorce happened, this is the problem. Because it's not really a big problem, and they made it a problem. The husband will come. I divorced my wife. I told her, you divorced. Shaykh, could you find a solution? A solution? You just did final divorce here. You just did final divorce. You damaged the whole entire family. Why? Small little things. Who made it big? Shaitan. Please, sitting and whispering. Do not lie to your husband at all. Do not lie. There is nothing such a thing called white lie and innocent lie. I'm buying this, but I'm not telling him. I met with this person and I know he hates, and I'm not telling him. You know what? If he finds out by accident, he's not going to trust you forever. And now he will be suspicious about you. Not just he doesn't trust you, he will be suspicious. You know you met somebody he hates and he doesn't want you to be with. And you never said anything. And it happens to be, he is in the same house or other house. Oh, by the way, mashallah, my wife, she met with your wife and such and such and such and such. She never told him. Now this is a lie. He will be very mad. And not just very mad. He will not trust you and he will be suspicious. And if the suspicion comes to the man's heart, that's a beginning of a problem, could lead to divorce. Do not lie so ever, no matter what. Tell him the truth. Tell him, even if he is going to get mad, tell him the truth. Say to him, whatever it's happening, whatever happened, tell him everything. The man in general, through studies, he doesn't like the woman always to say, this is what I said and that's it. No man like that. That's the reason from the beginning I said the personality of the man is different than the personality of the woman. Here they're going to admit with that in the West or not, they're going to say they are same. No, they are not same. They are different. If she is insisting of what she is doing, that means opening a war in the house. So what then she's supposed to do? Don't insist. Get along with it. And try step by step to make him change his opinion. But do not stand like one-on-one. You said this? No, I am saying this. This is you opening a war inside the house. And this, it could lead to a big fight, could lead to a divorce. May Allah protect us. Do not make a relationship, as a friend relationship, with people your husband, he doesn't like. But I like this person. But your husband, he hates this person. Do not. And for the man, do not make your wife to be a friend of the wife of a man, he is your friend. And this happens a lot. Like, this man is my friend. Then you should be a friend with his wife. No. He is your friend, you like him, but I don't like him. Why I gotta be a friend with him? This is now, it's not your right to force a relation like this. This is the heart, and whatever they like, they like. So, and very important, the person to have a friend they trust. Very important. It's very important. The man, he should have a friend he trusts, and the woman should have a friend she trusts. They don't have to be in the same family. It could be your friend is from this neighborhood, and her friend, the woman, her friend is she's from the other neighborhood. They don't have to be from the same house. And this happens a lot, and there's a lot of misunderstanding because the man, he tried to force. If I have a friend with this man, then his wife, it has to be a friend of you. That doesn't work like this. Doesn't work like this at all. May Allah protect us. Do not stay on the telephone while your husband in the house. Your husband came from the work, and now you are in your cellular phone. One time texting messages, one time sending emails, one time this person calling, that person calling. Why is just your husband coming back from work? Avoid the telephone's conversation completely. Do not be involved with any conversations on the phone if your husband is in the house, because you're supposed to spend time with him, not with your friends, with him. Same thing with the husband. As it goes for both. Same thing. If the phones start ringing, you could put it silent. You don't answer it because this is called family time. And here is, I remember one of my teachers. And you know, this is a very good thing, and I tried it myself, and it works very well. You should have something called family time. Family time. Family time, it's how you make time for the doctor to visit. How you make time to go do shopping. How you make time to see your friends. There is a time, and it should be every day. Even if it's 5 minutes. Every day, don't avoid it. Called family time. Family time, it means no telephone. It means no any interruptions whatsoever, unless if somebody died or some really life or death emergency. That's different. You have to make time for your wife. Time. From this time to this time. No interruption, just for her. And remember and talk about those days when you met and this and this. So many different conversation, good conversation. That's how you maintain the marriage to be life. Because the marriage, if you don't do it this way, it will die after a while. After a while, it starts getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker, and you feel it dead. You want to get to that point. And again, I will remind you all those points, I took them from hadiths and from verses in the Quran, because it doesn't, some direct, some indirect, and we derive the rules from those hadiths and the ayahs. Right? Other thing is, husbands, when they work and they come to the house, they don't like to see a dirty house. Specifically, bathroom when he enters, or kitchen when he enters. This is very important. And I'm telling you to have a healthy marriage always. Little things, it could be, does not mean anything the first time. But if it's happening more and every day and every day and every day and every day, eventually he will get sick of it and probably he will not start showing inside the house. This is one of the points also the scholars they talk about. Do not stay long at night awake. You're supposed to try to sleep early and make him sleep early. Because why? Because you want to wake early. Early for what? For not just Fajr. You're supposed to wake before Fajr. You're supposed to wake before Fajr. We are not just Muslims by name. You're supposed to do Qiyam al-Layl, Tahajjud. Tahajjud, even if you wake 5 minutes before Fajr, it's okay. You could do 2 rak'ah, Qiyam al-Layl, quick. 2 rak'ahs, quick. Do you do Qiyam al-Layl? Then you go to sleep after he leaves. I'm talking about the woman, the one she is not working. And we're going to come to the woman who's working. Make sure you wake up before him. Make sure you wake up before him. You have his breakfast and go back to sleep after he leaves. You go back to sleep after he leaves. But make sure he's not going to leave while you're sleeping. Because you show him that you care about him. And that's how you maintain the marriage going in a very healthy way. Then, try when you have a time with him to not complain about things. Because this is supposed to be a happy time. Not a time to make your blood pressure and his blood pressure up and now a fight. It's supposed to be a time, happiness and happy time. So it's supposed to be maintained in a very smart way. Say something, talk about something, but away from any complaint. Do not leave the house without his permission. It doesn't mean you are a prisoner here. No. When the person say, hey, I'm going to this place, okay. Coming at this time, okay. But he has to know what's going on. Same thing when he's late. It's not just late, I am the man. Also, she will wait. You know, I'm not coming from the work because I have to do such and such and such and be late for 1 hour or 2 hours for things. That's very important. People, you will be amazed. I hope all of you will do it. But some people, they don't do it. And she will be wondering where he is and he doesn't care. And that's a problem and that's how it will start. You want to maintain healthy marriage and to keep the marriage going and to have it healthy always, as if it's honeymoon always. Do not always show anger in the house, both. Okay. Always when he comes, happiness. Always when you come, happy. Not making faces and angry from work and smacking this and throwing this, destroying this, shouting on this. May Allah protect us. and protect our hearts. About visiting. Very important to visit the relatives, his family and your family. And try to take care of his closest family, and you take care of her closest family, like her mother, her father, her brothers, her sisters, and same thing with you to his family. Because if his family is not respected, or her family is not respected, that's one of the main things it could cause a problem inside the house. Many points, and each point of them, it could be explained so we could get over it. And those kinds of points is not like, it's a list just we do, it's something to practice, and it must be practiced. And this is for the young, the one who's not getting married. To put this in your mind, when you get married, how you going to deal with the future wife. Right. Do not both parties also, this is one of the main problems between the husband and the wife, and it causes really a lot of problems, is she goes and she admires a man in front of him. Not like she's in love with that man, no, admiring. Oh, this man, such and such and such and such and such. Oh, my wife's husband, and my friend's husband is doing this and praising and praising and praising. That's you harming his feeling without realizing. And same thing with you. Do not start praising your friend's wife or some other woman. Now here you kill her slowly. You can't do that. You have to. Here you're dealing with emotion. So you stay away from any of this completely. And also the order inside the house. Whatever she makes, don't complain about it. The Prophet ﷺ, he never complained about any types of food at all. Give me one hadith, a Prophet ﷺ, he complained. Might as well one time he entered the house and he asked Aisha, do we have something food to eat? She said, no, I don't have anything. He said, Allahumma inni sa'im. He never ate from the morning and never drank. He said, Allahumma inni sa'im, alhamdulillah, I have intended to fast, to complete the day. No fights because of the food is not done, or because the types of the food is not what it's supposed to be. The Prophet ﷺ, he never complained about any food. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he provide the food, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he should be thankful that he gave you food. Some other people, they don't have food. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gave you a wife. Some others, they can't even have money to get married. And same thing, it goes with the other directions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gave you a husband. Some other ladies, they are not married. And they wish, and it's not happening. So we should appreciate what Allah gave us. And we should be satisfied, not just appreciate. Satisfied, be pleased. Allah gave it to you and you don't like it. Subhanallah. What are you going to tell Allah, this is no good? La ilaha illallah. We should have manners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gave you a husband, you say, alhamdulillah. The husband he gave you what? Alhamdulillah. This is a blessing. This is a very big blessing. So no complaint and be pleased with that. But other things, when he comes from where specifically, do not start opening the news of the way and the news of the family. This country hit that country, and this person killed, and this done, and that done, and he's coming from where? You're supposed to have talk about, may Allah give you the health, alhamdulillah, how's your day, alhamdulillah, good. this, that, that's it. Nice talk. No any aggravation. Here is, we're not talking about what it caused all this and how that coming from the nafs. This is now another class. The sisters who's coming to the class between 11 to 1 every Wednesday, I think they know what I'm talking about. Here is from any manners or any actions in behaviors. You could tell, I'm not saying you start diagnosing your husband. No, always when I gave this class, I said diagnose yourself before you start diagnosing the others. Because as what we're giving in this class from 11 to 1 is how to diagnose yourself spiritually. Spirituality. And how the doctor, he will diagnose, he will look at the body as a physical point of view. Here we look at the body as spirituality point of view. And how you diagnose yourself to know where the defect is. Here you're not doing that to your husband to know where the defect is. You're trying to diagnose yourself so you not do a defect. So it will be no problem whatsoever between you and your husband because you're supposed to maintain always a healthy marriage. And the marriage, it's like a web, but it's a beautiful web. The marriage is web, but it's a beautiful web. It's a beautiful relation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made it between male and a female. وَجَعَلْنَا لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. We made from you. That's the reason the hadith says from this rib, which is on the one is over his heart. Azwaja. That's where Allah created. لِتَسْكُنُوا. To have sakina, stability between you, among each other, so you will have a happy life. Here is, do not questioning him. Do not question your husband so don't question him as a question. Where did you spend this? Where did you go here? Where did this? Why you're late for here? Why you this? Why you that? If probably the first time he will take it. The second time he will be probably rude about it. The third time probably he will not come to the house. The fourth time probably will end for a divorce. This is called bothering. Okay, you're not satisfied because of their certain behaviors in there. Be smart and deal with it. Deal with it in a very humble way, in a very wise way, until you bring him back to where he's supposed to be. And at the same time, make sure your wife always happy. Because if she is happy, she will make you happy. How you do that? What we said, the women, they are emotional. It's not like the men. Women, they are emotional. One word you could make up for, you could make up their day. You could make up their day with one word. One word. And that does not cost you money. To talk nice, it does not cost you money. And we said, think like her, don't think like you. Because when you think like you are thinking as a man, and she's not a man. When you think about yourself, what you like, she is not you. Think about what she likes. And same thing with you. You don't think as a woman, think about him as a man, so you will come to the same conclusion when you make the decision. May Allah protect us. The guests, if there are man guests coming to the house and women guests, of course now we are living here in the West so long to the point is we forget how the Muslim house it should look like. No mixing between the men and the women. It should be. Women, they have their guest room, and men, they have the other room. And supposed to take care of his guests very well. Be generous. Bring many things you could make for them. This makes him happy because you are generous with his guest, but do not mix with his guest. You're not supposed to sit and flirt with this one. That's not, he's a man, you're a woman. Why are you mixing and laughing and joking with his friends? You serve, you be generous, but do not mix with his friends. May Allah guide us to learn our deen. The most important thing is do not miss your prayer. That's for both. And you should remind وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَاصْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا. You should order your family for praying and be patient of doing it. You go, you order them, it's time for the prayer. We have to pray. And you remind them, be the imam in the house, lead the prayer. Same thing when you wake up at night and you know he slept, wake him up, let him do Qiyam al-Layl with you together. This is a very nice, pleasant time to worship Allah. And Allah He has the hearts in His hand, and He could bring you together. Inshallah, this is the time we stop here. So we'll do the adhan, then we're going to pray, inshallah. And if we see that there is a need for continuing this kind of classes, there is many things to talk about, many other issues to be explained. It's within the family matters as well as with you guys, because I went off. The first session is for you. The second session is concerned the one who's getting married or who's the one who's married already. So, but we never talked about problems in the marriage. We never talked about crisis with the kids, divorce, custody, all that things we never talked about. There is many issues that's related to this topic. May Allah guide us to do as much as we could do. Any questions or suggestions before we close the subject, inshallah? Any questions or suggestions? Sisters, brothers?
Can you explain what is the minimum required from husband or wife?
I'm sorry?
What is the minimum at least required from wife and from husbands as a role? I mean, you explain what is recommended, but what is the minimum required?
Minimum, what her duty and what his
For
duty?
example, in Surah Nisa, ayat 24, that's where I think Allah Ta'ala has described the role of wife and husband. Can you explain on that?
The beauty of the woman, there is many beauties. It's not just one. As well as the beauties of the man. There are many. We talked about some through the talks, but not all of them. I will summarize the beauty of the woman as I explained at the beginning in one hadith. We said, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, if I order someone to make sujood to someone, I will order the woman to make sujood for her husband. Not as a worship. This is as of respect. And I remember when I asked one of my teachers to teach me one dua. At that time, very young. I said, can I learn one dua from you? He said, say, Allahumma rzuqni al-adab. May Allah give me manners. And the respect is one of the manners. Because if you have manners, you will have respect for the others. If you have manners, you know how to worship Allah as it should be. If you have manners, you know how to take care of your children. You have to take care of your neighbors. You have to take care of your community. How you take care of your parents. If you have manners, you know how to worship Allah and to obey everything He said. Not just in Surah An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa is a big surah. And there is Surah Al-Talaq, which is the small surah of An-Nisa. Many duties. All that it has to do with the respect. If the woman, she has respect for her husband, the man, he provide as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he ordered him to provide, the life it will go. Of course, we could make a whole session about the duties of the man and the duties of the woman. It's a very big session. Inshallah, we could make more classes in this field. If you feel like you benefited tonight from this, we could make more, inshallah. Any questions or suggestions? No questions? Right. Any suggestion about this kind of a class? You think we should do it again?
Yes, of course.
Well, let me listen to them. Do you think this class is beneficial and we could do it again?
Yes.
Or we could change topics. This is for me in the future, when we advertise for different topics.
No, you should continue.
I want to
with
listen
this.
to the ladies. Huh?
You should continue with this topic. This is good.
I should continue with the topic. There's many things it's related.
Yeah.
And as I said at the beginning, we cannot cover everything.
Yeah.
Do you agree with him? The men? Yes?
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a good topic.
Yeah, it's a good
I mean, we could hit the topic from different angles. We could go through the Quran, we could go through Hadith, and we could highlight points in more accuracy, with more time. And with the young guys, we could talk more about the marriage and what it's related to the marriage. Because just we talked about the main points and that's it. Inshallah, it will give me an idea. Any suggestion, please let me know also, so we could advertise more for this kind of classes. Inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah reward you for coming, and may Allah purify our hearts, and may Allah increase our knowledge, and make this knowledge for us, not against us in the day of judgment, and may Allah make us attain healthy, happy marriage, happy families, happy wives and husbands, happy children, happy good relations with parents and children. May Allah guide us always to worship Him as it should be. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Jazakumullah khair.